Yo, what is good, YouTube? We are back with another video. Before I get into that video, I want to thank everybody for getting me to 700 subs. It's kind of crazy to say I just hit 600 Friday, and as I'm recording this, it's only Tuesday and we already hit 700, so just a couple days. So if you're new, make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that sub button. We're on our way to 800. We got content dropping every single day. We got live streams pretty much every day. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all hitting that like button, hitting that sub button. Hey, yeah, so today we're going to be doing our weekly sniping video. You know what I'm saying? They be going crazy, and I be hooking y'all up with the snipe filters. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I do want to say it is a buyer's market. Everything is super cheap right now, so now's your time to snipe. Everything's being thrown up for super cheap. I mean, if you come look at the market right now, Harden's ending at 165. He was ending at 250 the other day. KD is ending at 300. Think about that. 300 for KD he's ending at. Curry's about normal, but Curry cards won't fluctuate too much. But for Harden and KD to be that cheap, that's wild. Karolinko's ending at 130. You got Levine's at 140 with a minute left. Shaq is actually ending kind of high, but he does have extra badges, so that's why. But, I mean, you can kind of tell. Zion is super cheap. Magic is kind of normal, but for the cards that just came out, other than Harden's ending cheap, but most of the cards that just came out, like Tatum and, you know, those cards are kind of holding their value, but the rest of them, even Invincible Shaq is only 1.5. So if you think about it, Invincible Shaq is ending pretty low right now. Bird is ending super low. I've seen Bird end at 100. And yeah, that'll tell you enough. The market is in a super buyer's market kind of range right now. So now's the perfect time to snipe. Things are getting thrown up for super cheap. So let's get right into it. The first filter of this video is going to just basically be the dark matter buyout. Figure out what the cheapest dark matter is. They're usually around 85k for, it'll normally be the takeoffs. Obviously, I mean, you can snipe any dark matter for cheap on this filter. So the cheapest one is Glenn Robinson, which is expected. He's the worst dark matter at 85k, like I said. So I would set this filter around 70k, and I would buy anything under 70. Like I said, you can see anything on here. You can see like dark matters for 500 MT. You can see them for 70. Anything on here is a W. It doesn't matter 70 or it doesn't matter if it's 500. I would buy anything you see. Obviously, if you see like an Invincible Shaq for 70k, buy him. You know what I'm saying? But if you see a Glenn Robinson, you could hesitate a little bit because you're not going to make too much. After the tax, you'll probably make like 7k. So, I mean, that's still a profit. So I would still buy it. But if you're not really looking for stuff like that, but make sure if you see like a KD or whatever else you may see, stuff that sells for much further than 100k, obviously, you know, buy that as quick as you can. You can see anybody on this filter, new, old, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's at least 10 to 15k under what the cheapest one is. It doesn't specifically have to be 70. If they're down to 80, then put it at 65, I would say. And yeah. The next one is going to be, you're going to set your theme to the takeoff packs, and you're going to go basically just whatever the cheapest takeoff player is. It's usually 20k, so we'll check and see. Okay, so 21 is the cheapest for Sean Bradley. Don't set a specific color for them, like diamond or pink diamond. If one's at 21, I would put it at 19. I wouldn't buy diamonds. I would buy pink diamond and higher. I would ignore the diamonds unless it's like, obviously if it's like 10k, then buy it. But if you see a diamond at 19, then I would pass. But if you see opals, or you know, you could see dark matters, or you could see pink diamonds, I would buy any of those under 19. Diamonds I would buy under 15. If you see any diamonds under 15, then definitely buy them because that's a profit. If you see pink diamond or opal or dark matter, make sure you're quick because there's going to be other people looking for those. Coming in at the next spot for our filter today is going to be the Galaxy Opal Supernova. These packs just came out. They have a lot of good players in them. Basically, just set it as whatever the cheapest Galaxy Opal is. I think there's some around 10k. It is Sean Marion. So I would buy anything you see under probably 7. I think, yeah, around 7 or under, I would say I would buy for that. The cheapest one's like 8,500 normally. So if you see any under 7, then I would definitely hit that because that's going to be a dub. The other dark matter in this filter, who is it? I can't remember who the other dark matter is. It's Jamal Crawford. So yeah, and Wes Unseld. There's 3 of them. Jamal Crawford would be a big dub because he's like 15, I think, right now. Marion's like 9. Wes Unseld, I think, is like 11. So anything you see on there, I would buy under 7. But if you see Jamal, definitely jump on that quick. The next snipe filter, you're gonna basically do the same thing, but it's gonna be the pink diamond supernova filter. This one is more for if you're just starting out with sniping, you don't have a ton of MT. I think they're sitting around 3,000, actually even cheaper. So this one, I mean, if you're first starting out with the sniping, I would buy anything under 1,500. You could see a lot under 1,500 actually. You'd be surprised. They get thrown up a lot. So this is great for people who are just, you know, have like 5k MT and you're just trying to, you know, jump yourself up. I would start with this one. Once you get to like 10k, I would start on the Galaxy Opal Supernova, and then obviously I'd say after that move into the takeoff. The ones that I went the second filter on, I would move into those. And yeah, coming in at the next spot, this filter actually has been in a video before. It was a while ago, but this Thon Maker pink diamond has held his value, and I've seen a lot of these thrown up. He's gone down a little bit in price, so he hasn't, you know, stayed at the 50k that we've seen him at, but he still is a very expensive pink diamond, as he's over 20k. So we'll see exactly what the minimum we could buy him for. As you can see, for a pink diamond, he's obviously super expensive. So I would keep your eye on this card. This card does get thrown up a lot. People pull pink diamonds. I think these packs are on the triple threat board right now. Yeah, no, yeah, they are. I got one earlier, so it doesn't say they're on the triple threat board, but I got one earlier, so they're on the triple threat board. So if you were to pull one of these, you know, that's a dub. Or if somebody else pulled them, they might not know, and they might throw them up for like 10k. So he's at 23, so I'd put your filter on probably 18, 17 to 18, and I'll buy anything you see on there. Thon Maker, obviously, if you snipe that card, that's a dub, because he is one of the best pink diamonds in the game, which is why he holds his value so much. We have another one that's been in videos before. It's just you can't make a snipe video not have the 500 filter in it. You know, 500 filter, buy anything you see, it doesn't matter. And the great thing about it is you can see any card. You can see a gold card and sell it back for 1,000, or you can get one of the rare gold cards and sell it back for 10,000, or you can see a dark matter and sell it back for 500k. So obviously with this filter, you got to be patient. You're going to see a lot of golds, a lot of emeralds, but you have to remember everything you see is profit. This is another one that's great for people starting out, but it's also great for people who, you know, just have a lot of time on their hand. Even if you have a lot of MT like me, this is a great snipe filter where you can just sit on it, chill, put some music on. You know, I wouldn't watch any YouTube or anything because you'll get distracted, but I put some music on, vibe out, and just wait, because eventually you'll see something. I've seen plenty of people snipe dark matters on these filters, and as you would expect, any dark matter you snipe on that filter is a huge dub. Something to get hype about. Coming in at the next spot is actually going to be the limited edition packs. It's going to be buyout limited edition dark matter. These are going to be ones for people who obviously have a lot of MT and are kind of patient. Preferably try to buy Glenn Robinson if you can. I would try to buy him, but you can set this to shooting guard because Jimmy Butler is in it, and also well, if you snipe at Jimmy Butler, obviously that'd be huge. Jimmy Butler, and I thought that was another one, but I guess not. But I would preferably buy that out if you can, because you can get Chris Bosh off this filter, and there's also Alonzo Mourning. So there's 3 cards you can snipe off this filter. If you could buy that card, obviously you don't have to use them. Oh, there's Melo too. So if you can afford to buy that card, great. You don't have to use him. You could sell him right back. He's not going to lose any more value than he already has. He's already down to 85k. Dark matters aren't going to go much lower than that until they start releasing consistent free dark matters. So buy him if you can, if you have, you know, enough MT to where you could still pay 100k for another dark matter. If you see one of these pop up, I would buy him and sit on that filter. That's a really good filter. I've seen a lot of Melos pop up. I've seen a lot of screenshots of people getting Melos and Chris Boshes. Chris Bosh has gone above 400k recently. Jimmy Butler's gone above 400k. Melo is always going for a lot. Also, keep in mind, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but like I said, it is a buyer's market. So if you snipe these cards, I would hold on to them personally, unless it's like a Glenn Robinson or something. But I would hold on to these cards for now because it's just a buyer's market right now. I seen Jimmy end at like 250 earlier, and that card could easily end above 400. They're super rare, as you just saw. There's never any of them up on the market. I have mine that I want to sell, but I know it's a buyer's market right now, so I'm making sure I hold on to that as long as I can. Coming in next, we are going to have the glitched set. It's going to be the buyout. In this set, you can pull, there's a lot of cards you can pull or snipe. There's Ben Simmons, there's Larry Bird, and there's also Yao Ming. So those 3 right there, if you get your hands on any of them. And the good thing is there's no buyouts for this filter, and anything you see is a huge dub. Obviously, if you see Ben or Yao, it's a dub. Larry Bird, I have seen end at 100k. It is a buyer's market, so he'll probably go back up to like 150. So I would say buy it at 100K, but it's all up to how comfortable you are and if you have the MT, because you never know. I mean, in a couple days, he could become a permanent buyout. You wouldn't lose much off it. You would lose like 10K, which I feel like is worth the risk, because if he goes back up, he'll go back up to like 150 to 200, because it is a buyer's market. But there's always one or two cards that stay down. I don't think it'd be Larry Bird, but if it was, I don't want to take the blame for it, but personally, I would take the risk. The next sniping filter is going to be the Dark Matter Invincible. This is another one that you got to have patience for, but if you see a Shaq for a buyout, I mean, obviously, that kind of changes everything. So this is for the people who, you know, have a lot of time and just want to make a ton of MT. You will see them pop up. How often will you see them pop up? It kind of depends, but minimum buyout at 500, and if you see him, buy him. It's Shaq. So there's going to be people sitting on this filter. This is a really competitive one. And the last one of this video is going to be the out of position buyout. This one will have Jordan and Giannis in it. So obviously that's a dub. I don't know why it's saying none found. It's going to have Jordan, Giannis, and I think somebody else, isn't there? Maybe there's not nobody else, but Jordan and Giannis by themselves obviously makes it worth it. Jordan sells for 1 million MT. Giannis sells for, in this buyer's market, he's like 500K. This one's already at 420 with 25 minutes left. I actually sniped one earlier for, I think he had 38 badges, and I only paid 500. So with it being a buyer's market, in like a week, if I wanted to sell that back, I'd probably get close to 800, maybe 900K for him. So that's a dub. That's another thing I want to mention before this video ends. Snipe off badges, because some of these cards, they'll have like especially now with it being a buyer's market, they'll have like 40 badges and they'll end super cheap. And if you hold on to those, even if you don't want to use a card, if you hold on to them for like a week, when it goes back to being, you know, the regular market, you're gonna get a lot for that. Like I literally bought this Giannis right here, who has 37, so not 38 but 37. He has catch and shoot, brick wall, green machine, and it was another badge, blinders. So that's 4, and there's obviously more, but those are 4 really important badges. He also had a diamond shoe and contract. So I would also snipe off badges, but I don't want to drag this on any longer. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that sub button, and I'm out.